Welcome back, Mongo Fix. But the dryer's just crying. It's still hot though. Better close this for safekeepings. It is time for us to figure out what's causing this dryer to get all squeaky when it runs. Cause that's not good. Mongo gonna start with getting it off the bricks. You know, cause Mongo likes his dryer on bricks. Big bricks. Don't forget to unplug the electricals. Mongo got lots of space to pull this forward. Sound like there's some stuff in there. So we'll need a vacuum for sure. Mongo just ran the vacuum through, clean everything up, get some of that lint out the way, some of the dust and spidey webs. You don't need to see that. Now we gotta undo that little connector and just little Phillips. These shouldn't be very tight. Yep. It's just enough to give it a little cinch on there. Yep, and there's some goodies down there. Just stuff that was too heavy for the blower to blow out. So I might as well use the vacuum and get rid of that gunk. Just for reference, as long as you have a lint trap or lint filter on your dryer, you should not have a lot of buildup of lint in this tube. Also, as long as you are cleaning that lint trap or filter, every time you use the dryer, you should still not have a lot of lint trapped in this tube. If you do, you have a problem or you're using your dryer incorrectly. In which case, that's an operator error thing, and you really got to learn how to use a dryer. For reference, every time you dry clothes, you should be cleaning the lint filter. Otherwise, your machine will die, this will get clogged, and you'll burn your house down. So it's your fault. Gonna pull this back panel off. It's got a whole bunch of 1/4-inch screws on it. It's about time for a maintenance cleaning on this dryer regardless. So it's kind of nice that it started squeaking, because it's been running 5 years and Mongo would like to do the maintenance. The metal of that thing and some of the metal in here is super sharp, so just be careful, don't cut your fingies off. Now right here, this is the heating element of the dryer. This is the thing that gets hot to actually dry your clothes. Down here is the blower fan of your dryer. This is what moves the air. So it pulls in hot air from way down there, goes through the heating element, into the dryer tumbler wheel thing, out through the lint trap, to the fan, and then the fan blows it out of the house. Generally, there's not a lot of maintenance to do to these, except pull this ductwork out and clean out any lint inside here that got stuck or trapped, and clean out the lint that might be in the fan blades. There shouldn't be a lot. Mongo always recommends every 5 years or so, clean it out just to see. To start that removal, we actually got to go up top to this lint filter. There are 2 screws up top that secure the beginning of this ductwork in place. Don't lose those 2 screws down there, and we'll pull our lint filter out. And yes, it was cleaned the last time Mongo did laundry. The rest of this ductwork is just held in with these 4 screws right here. From here, this ductwork can wiggle past all the little metal pieces and out. When we look inside here, this is the little vent hole where all the lint gets pulled from. So we'll go ahead and clean all that stuff. A little bit that dropped out. You'll notice this fan blade's got some lint build up. We'll clean all this out. And inside our ductwork, it's not too bad. A little bit of lint build up that was sitting on this ledge here. And then in the bottom is all the stuff that you lost. So it look like for Mongo, there's look like a tire valve cap, some zip ties, a 22 case. And this isn't that packed up full of junk. As long as you're changing your lint filter at every dryer change, then it shouldn't be that full. Again, this is only after 5 years. From a mechanical perspective, there's nothing else back here. The fan looks good, it spins good. Everything else is electrical. But we're gonna undo this little thing, and on the other side's another one, so that way we can pull the top up. Then Mongo will take a little flathead, stick it through the front, and there's a big old tab on each side. Then we can tip the whole top back. See, it's got like a little tab thing there. And that kind of yucky. Mongo gonna have to clean that. So just give her a quick wipe down. There's usually not many issues up top, but it never hurts just to open her up and take a look. You can see the drum and the band. Now this band is what actually turns the drum. Now we're getting some rubbing in there. You can see the witness mark where it's been rubbing. Now to check out the rest of the parts of this dryer, they actually underneath here on the very bottom. They're kind of in that little spot. That's where the electric motor is. That's where your access to like the bearings and stuff are. To get there, right around here, we got a bolt there. And around here, we got a bolt right there. We'll have to undo this electrical connection. This electrical connection is to the door switch. There's a little detent. You gotta push right there. It's kind of a pain in the butt to get to. Sometimes you need a knife, but be careful with knives. You might cut yourself, but that helps a lot with getting that connector off. Mongo doesn't have the right nut driver, so just using the adjustable pliers. And we'll get the other side out here. This barrel here is kind of resting on this piece of felt. It's a felt bearing for the front. So you gotta kind of hold the barrel. And then the front pries out a little bit. And if Mongo remembers correctly, I think, yep, it's a lift up. The other side, lift up. And then this whole front piece comes right out. Now you have access to the drum of the dryer. Oh, it's down here. Lots of lint. Oh, a penny. All right, Mongo loaded now. There's an electric motor. That looks just filthy. So this is the electric motor, and this is that belt. Comes around the electric motor. Normally the barrel sits up like that, so it doesn't rub down there. This is that inner seal of the drum. She looking pretty dry. Mongo guessing that is the squeak Mongo's been hearing, which comes with the times and age. It's just slowly wearing out. We can get this drum all the way out. We just gotta take this belt carefully, pull it over. There we go. So now we can lift up this drum. And it comes right out. So we got tons of access to clean everything up. Yeah, this little seal bearing here on the back of this drum, it's just basically a piece of felt. You can see here it cracked pretty good. So this outer layer of that felt is pretty much junk now. Just worn right down to nothing almost. But it's still been a good dryer, and it only just slightly squeaking. And Mongo get all the parts cleaned out really good. This little guy, it just got this kind of little Z thing in it. So it goes in and sits right there. That's what holds the tension. And there's a couple of these little rollers on the drum. Now this one seems to chatter a little bit. That one's spinning pretty good. Yep, that one feels dry to Mongo. So Mongo gonna use that 3-in-1 silicone oil. Just put a little dabs on there. Well, that quiet that one right up. It'd say at good working temperature, minus 100 to 500 degree Fahrenheit, quick drying, multi-service. Might as well put some on this little guy too. Mostly cause why not? Now Mongo does not have any spare dryer drums. Mongo think that might be alright. Gonna just wipe this whole thing down with silicone. And see if that'll extend the life a little bit. Just taking the same silicone, dab a little on a towel, and wipe it down. Maybe it'll be alright, maybe it'll make it worse. Mongo don't know, but we're gonna find out. Mongo's gonna have to start keeping an eye out on the side of the road, because, you know, people throw away a lot of dryers for no reason. Now we just gotta line all this stuff up. And that fits real good to Mr. Mongo. And the tricky part You gotta make sure the belt's lined up kind of in that spot up top. Much easier to do with two hands. There we go, that looked pretty good. Now we can get the front plate on, and this is that little hook thing that the front plate goes into. There's one on each side, on the bottom. So they go into this slot here. The spring stays on the front of the panel. But we also got to make sure that this felt bearing thing goes inside the drum. So you kind of got to get that in first, then lift up, then down at the bottom. There we go, she lined in there. And make sure that other side, there goes. And then that side's in. Now we can get our screws back in the top. Once you get the screws tightened down, then we can plug in our connector again. Mongo pretty sure his door switch not working, but gonna plug it back in anyway. And then we can close our top back down. And these just pop right into place. Then we can take our ductwork, slide it back in, and this part's gotta go up first. And then make sure it goes over the metal. Goes. Mongo always recommends to get all four of them in before you screw it down. It's always easier to align it when it's loose. These do not need to be very tight at all. So don't hammer them in like crazy. Make sure this little plastic thing is on there first. Just like the other one, Mongo would recommend getting all the screws in first before you tighten them. Now we can tighten everything down. Don't forget up top, you got two Phillips screws to put in here. And you gotta have your lint filter in there. Alright, now's as good a time as any to put this little connector back in. Mongo likes to make sure it slides over the whole thing a little bit. And then tighten this band clamp up. It doesn't have to be crazy tight. As in, don't make it so tight that it's destroying the material. It's basically just tin foil with this little wire wrapped all the way around it in a spiral. Now granted, you want it tight enough to where the fan's not going to blow it off. So Mongo think that plenty. Close it, time for a test. We get our wool balls back in the dryer. Because just a little Mongo tip, if you want to save a ton of money on laundry, use these little wool balls instead of dryer sheets. They do the same thing, and these things last a super long time. Mongo's had these for over 5 years right now. Well, let's see. Mongo usually runs 45 minutes. Usually on low, because it's a dryer. Like low is plenty. Off and let's go. Hey, Mongo, no hear no squeaking. That's fantastic. The heating element is heating up. Yeah, Mongo, pretty positive. That switch do nothing. Oh, and actually, Mongo can feel it. It's just flopping in the wind. It's not actually there. So the switch itself is broken. Well, hopefully this video helped you if you have a dryer that's making a squeaky noise. Dryers are super simple, easy to work on, easy to figure out. You stay tuned to Mongo Fix. Mongo will let you know how long this repair lasts. Oh, imagine that. Keep gasoline out of your dryer. It probably because that red thing back there is super hot and it might cause gasoline vapors to blow up. Who would have thought? Well, if you like this video, be sure to like this video. Yeah, if you like this video and other videos from Mongo Fix, be sure to subscribe. Mongo always working on all sorts of stuff. Mongo, thank you.